Hello, hello. My name is Jairo Mancebo. I was part of the engineering team at GBH as an engineering manager.
What was it like for you to be part of the GBH team?
For me, it was a wonderful experience because first, it was like an opportunity to get to share with more like-minded people and like great professionals. When I initially started working at GBH, I soon realized I had a lot to learn from all the people around me. And it also felt like working not alongside coworkers, but alongside friends. It kind of felt like every day, not like going to a job, but more like working on a group project with some friends where you got to like hang out, joke around, and at the end of the day, get the work done.
What makes GBH so special that you still have ties with its members?
There's a lot to say about like what makes GBH special. I guess, like as I said, a lot of the people, like my coworkers, didn't really feel like just coworkers, but more like friends. And we used to do like all sorts of activities outside of work, and also in like the everyday activities. There was also a lot of room for like joking around, and even with people from different departments, it was like there was a general culture in the office that everyone kind of shared, and it felt like you could approach like anyone and just talk about anything. So to this day, I still like keep in touch with I guess over 20 of my old coworkers from UBH. I've even gone to some of their weddings, and we'll probably continue like that for, I don't know, the rest of my life maybe.
How did GBH impact your career path?
Well, initially when I started working at GBH, I would say that I was pretty inexperienced. I was back then a mid-level software engineer, and I soon realized that there was a lot to learn, a lot that I just hadn't experienced about the software development in general. I was mostly focused on development, and I learned that that's in a sense, like the least of our worries, because I got to experience the whole development lifecycle, dealing with clients, asking myself the why before the how or the what, thinking in terms of business needs instead of technical requirements, dealing with like other people, and like building software from scratch. Back then, I would only be used to like work on pre-existing software or like adapt to someone else's framework. Today, I feel like I can build something from scratch, and for that to be like a real world solution.
Can you share with us any advice given to you by one of your colleagues or leaders at GBH?
Well, more than an advice, I would say it was a lesson amongst all of the wisdom that was shared with me in my time at GBH, and it came from Bonetti. So there was this project I was working on, and there were some behaviors from the client's team that we didn't really like, but we didn't have the courage to actually like express them and stand our ground or like set our own rules. So we internally complained to Bonetti, and he actually got to talk to the client and to basically make a meeting to express what was what and to actually like stand our ground for us. And I know that being open is like one of the core values within GBH, but that's not only practiced internally, but also amongst the relationship with the clients. And basically the client was like, oh yeah, you're right in most of those things. They argued about some of those, but mostly they gave us the reason, and they totally changed their behavior, and we're much more comfortable working with them. And from then on, I sort of learned to always like express my mind, even if I don't feel like I'm in the best position to do so, or even if I don't feel like my comments are all that welcome. I guess it's always important to like express things, and like it not only applies to like work relationships. I would say that's something that I put into practice in like relationships in general, in basically every social interaction. So we done? Oh, bye now.